Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jazzy and I'm a self-published author. So I just got back home from work today and I was thinking I can do a little bit of writing. I do work full-time, so my writing is my part-time job. I'm a self-published author and I own my own business, Morpho Butterfly Publishing, LLC. And I am working on my second book, which is a romance novel. Well, it's a women's fiction with elements of romance. Tonight I'm going to be joining a writing group online. I found this group on Meetup, so I'm going to give it a try. And we're basically going to join on Zoom for an hour and just write on our own and then share our stories with each other. So I'm going to give it a try, get my hour in of writing and show you that. And then afterwards there's a few emails I got to follow up on. I applied to a book festival in September in Ithaca that I got to follow up on, as well as my cover artist got back to me with some of the drawings. I'm not going to release the artwork yet to you guys, but I gotta follow up on that and I'll talk a little bit more about it. But for right now I'm gonna get into some cozy clothes because I got an hour. It starts at 7, so I'm gonna go get some dinner, eat some dinner, and then yeah, I'll take you along the journey. Okay, so I just wanted to show you the platform that I use to format my books is Reedsy. You can create a free account, which I just did with my email, created a password. There are some features that are paid, but this is a great platform to use when trying to save on costs when it comes to publishing, because it's expensive. And when you log in, this is the first thing you'll see. So you've got editing. You can do a search, show me editors who specialize in, and then developmental editing. So this is like the first start of creating a story. Once you get your first draft in, you might want to think about hiring an editor for the developmental editing part of it. Or you could do them both, like what I did for my first book. I hired her for developmental editing and copy editing, which is the line editing, making sure the grammar is all correct and clean. That sort of thing. If you want to do the traditional publishing route, you will need to send a query letter. You can hire an editor for query letter reviews, and they kind of populate here. You'll check their profile, and then their reviews. And if you want to go ahead and request a quote, you will come here and click on that. There's some features you'd have to check out, but they also show the work that they have done. And then over here you go into books and you'll see the work that I've done so far. So Diary of a Broken Heart is a memoir. Again, this is about a tragic story that I had gone through. It's a true story. That is finished, but I really want this traditionally published, so I'm holding off. I did hire someone to do the cover art, and I'll talk more about my memoir, but that's on hold for the time being. You might see it advertised on my website and all. The Legend of Rosa, as you know, is the book that I had self-published, and Forever in Granada is the one I'm working on tonight, and the legend continues. I'm not set in stone, but this is book 2 of The Legend of Rosa. I'm not 100% committed to the title, but that's kind of what I have for now, but I've been working on that as well. This is just a tracing that I had done of an artwork, but I decided because of copyright issues, I went ahead and hired an actual cover artist to do my work, and I got the sketch today, so I'm excited. But you'll see this up close. I'll probably post it on. But what you'll do is you'll click write here, and Reedsy populates for you and it has it all saved your work. So once it's loaded, I don't want you to see my chapters just yet, but you'll see here table of contents, copyright page, the dedication page and your chapters here. And over here, we have our target goal. So you'll see yesterday, I kind of subtracted the word count. I added 436 words, removed 451. I think it was at the ending of it. And then today, I'll show you kind of what I worked on during my session, my writing session tonight, and see how I did. My goal is to hit 50,000 words for this book. I want to get this finished by July 31st because I do plan to have it published in September. I'm hoping September 5th. So I am planning on dedicating this book to my grandma Luz, and she had passed away last year, and she was a seamstress. She made wedding dresses, so I did kind of threw in that character. In the story, you'll see there's a Luz in the character, and I'll talk more about it later. But tonight, I want to kind of work on. So actually, let me backtrack. I'm writing the story in the lens of Allegra and Diego. I first wanted it to be a enemies to lovers, women's fiction story, but then I kind of changed my mind, and I'm still kind of working out the kinks. But basically, Allegra is a Sephardic Jew, and Diego is a Catholic nobleman. This is set in 1492, Granada, Spain, just before the Spanish Inquisition, when Queen Elizabeth, I should know this, when Queen Elizabeth asks the Jews and the Muslims living in Spain during that time to convert to Catholicism or they will be expelled from Spain. So it was during that time. So she's faced with her family having to lose their faith and either make that choice or be expelled from Spain. And she's also engaged to Ricardo in a pre-arranged marriage. And this is the 2 weeks leading up to the wedding, and she's kind of really upset about it. Her mother had passed away when she was 13, so there's no male heir to take over the family business. Her father owns a bank. So she is basically in this dilemma of I'm going to be a prisoner in this arranged marriage. So that's kind of where the story is going. Right now I'm thinking about writing a part where they've already met, Diego and Allegra. So this chapter is going to be written in Diego's perspective, and I kind of want there to be a little bit of flirtation going on. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna join for an hour, so it's an hour of writing and brainstorming. So I'll let you know how it goes.
Jasmine, now that you've seen how the introductions are run, would you care to share with us?
Sure. I'm Jasmine. I'm a self-published author. I live in upstate New York, and tonight I'm going to be working on my second book, which is a women's fiction with some romance elements. I'm on chapter 6 now, so I'm trying to develop the story.
So feel free to leave your cameras on or off. Please turn your audio off as not to distract other people. It is 7:13 Eastern, so we shall return at 8:15. And it gives us an hour and 12 minutes. So happy writing.
my draft. It's about 7:50, so we got 10 minutes left before we come back on. But I kind of flew at me, the chapter. I got a lot of it. I was inspired by the cover art that I received today. I was kind of surprised when I received the cover art because the artist incorporated the veil and the sword, which I didn't mention for her to include in the artwork, but I'm kind of glad that she did, because I did some research on it, and Diego would have been wearing a sword, and he's the kind of character right now that is wanting justice and isn't agreeing with Queen Isabella's decree. So by him having that sword, it weighs heavily on him. So I decided to incorporate that into this chapter, as well as the wedding veil that Allegra is going to be buying at the mercado, or the market. So yeah, the chapter is called The Veil and the Sword, and I was able to write 7,955 words. So I've got like 10 minutes left. I'm going to try to clean it as much as I can. Again, this is just the very first draft. It's going to change, as all writing does. I'll probably keep working on it this week and maybe this weekend as well. But I'll share my journey with them. I'm going to meet at 8 o'clock just to check in and let everyone know how we did, if we met our goal or not. And I feel like I did good tonight. Okay, so I just finished replying to the book festival that I'm going to be doing in September. She just had a few questions I just had to answer. I did pay a little bit more to have my own tent and table, so that will be good. It'll be a 2-day festival on the weekend, and I will put that in my newsletter. I'm thinking next week I can do a week in the life of a self-published author, and you can see how I work on my newsletter, and I'll show you what I do personally for that, and I'll add the Ithaca Book Fair that I'm going to be doing in September. So I'm excited about that. And then I also finished replying to my cover artist, approving the artwork. I did ask for a small detail. With my research, I found that Sephardic Jewish women would marry in blue wedding dresses, so I just want to make sure that she gave me a black and white version of the drawing. Perfect, love it. Just want to make sure that the dress is in blue to be accurate with the writing that I'm doing. And yeah, so that was pretty much all I have for tonight. Thank you for joining me in this evening with Jazzy Writes Stories. Please like, subscribe, and comment below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.